Today's Boss Nailed It, and we're gonna talk about angiosperms, flowering plants. Seeds of the angiosperm are contained in a protective wall that develops in a structure called the fruit. We're in the queen bee, and now we're gonna find where the places where angiosperms are living at. Angiosperms also live in underwater and the jungle, the forest. It's my favorite time of the show. It's called What Kind of Angiosperm Are You? It's a part of the show when we find angiosperms, then we judge them to see if they're a dicot or a monocot. Holy Angela Jolie, look what we got here.
Leaves usually lie parallel to one another. 21 points. Flowers, petals, and other flower parts are usually 3 or multiples of 3. 32 points. Heat score counter of 53. This plant is a monocot.
Yo, look at all these plants. Let's all judge them.
Leaves that form a branch network, 10 points. Petals that are multiple of 5, 23 points. Heat score counter of 33. So that means this plant is a dicot.
So that wraps up our show. So send me your pics of angiosperms at www.iloveangiosperms@hotmail.com. Thanks for watching.
Hi, today we're going to talk about flowers. Flowers are miniature stems that produce 4 specialized kinds of leaves. Sepals are the most outer layer. They enclose the flower bud and protect the flower together to form the calyx. Petals make the second layer, and they are used to attract pollinators. Petals are these brightly colored parts of flowers. They enclose the stamen, which are these. Male gametophytes found inside the anther's pollen chambers, which produce diploids. These diploids divide by meiosis to produce 4 haploids, which then become pollen grains. The nucleus of each pollen grain undergoes meiotic division, producing 2 haploid nuclei, called the tube nucleus and a generative nucleus. The tube nucleus disintegrates, while the generative nucleus divides into 2 sperm cells. The female gametophytes inside each ovary is 1 or more megaspores called ovals. Mother cells grow inside each one. These mother cells undergo meiosis to form 4 haploid cells. 3 of those haploid cells die. The one that survives divides till it produces 8 nuclei, which is then surrounded by 1 embryo sac. The nuclei arrange themselves by placing 2 nuclei in the center called pore nuclei and 3 nuclei on each side. Carpels comprise the centermost circle of the flower. They are formed when the stamen is rolled up, and they form a megnosporphagia, the structure in which female gametophytes are produced. Carpels on the pistil, which contain the base called an ovary, and also produce a stall called the stylus and the stigma. The stamen, are the first layer of fertile leaves, are made up of filaments and anthers. Inside the anthers are microsporphagia, in which microspores are formed.
In flowering plants, double fertilization involves the fusion of 2 sperm cell nuclei of the male gametophyte with 2 cell nuclei of the female gametophyte. The tube cell of the pollen grain elongates to form a pollen tube. The tube nucleus leads the way through the tissue of the style toward the female gametophyte. The 2 sperm cells travel through the pollen tube and enter the ovule. 1 sperm fuses with the haploid egg cell to form the zygote. The other sperm unites with the diploid central cell to form a triploid cell that will develop into endosperm.
Hi, I'm Fluffy. And I'm Cuddly. And we're going to talk about pollination. Pollination is the transfer of pollen from an anther to stigma. There are 2 types of pollination. One is self-pollination. It is where the transfer of pollen from anther to stigma. The other one is cross-pollination. It is the transfer of pollen from one flower to a flower on another plant. Hi, I'm Melody, and I'm going to talk about formation of seeds. The development of seeds was a major factor in success of angiosperms on land. Seeds provide nourishment and protection for delicate embryos. Angiosperm seeds have either one or two seed leaves called cotyledons. The length of the stem above the cotyledon is called epicotyle. The length of the stem below the cotyledon is called hypocotyle. At the very base of the hypocotyle is a region called radicle. That's it. Bye!